Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It is so great to see you. Prodigal Son, you got your first. Welcome in. Are we getting a whole week of the Fox? Today's probably the last day. Today's the last day of vacation, and, when I saw that Sockhouse released Click and Conquer, I really wanted to jump on and give some support and boost up, signal boost it a little bit, because we enjoyed it last time we played it. And I want to see how things have developed over the course of the last, since we last played it. I talked about maybe wanting to see a little bit more happening with the fog mechanic and everything, so I'm curious to see how that all goes. Am I sure this is how I want to be spending my time off? That's rich coming from the guy who showed up to the stream during his 10-year anniversary in Hawaii. But it is so great to see you, Prodigal. Welcome in. Do you do clicks and conquer things? That is the general idea. Yeah, but give me a hat. All right, another hat tower. All right. So we're gonna kick off with the sun hat with a bow here. Pixelated, so good to see you. Tiny Devil, welcome in. It's such a pleasure to see all of you fine folks. That's one. We got 2, 3, 4 here. Man, I really miss having that floodlight in front. And then we'll do the 5th here. All right. And Adahat from Pixelated. You got it, my friend. Here we go. Whoop. There we go. I came prepared. All right. 6 hats to start off with. Here we go. Hey, there's Sockhouse. Good to see you. AO to yourself, my friend. Congratulations on launch, my dude. Congrats. That's so exciting. This is Sockhouse Studios games. The one, the only. Their second game. We played Barricade a few times on the channel as well. And this is their second one, which we have also played before. There's the Dev of the Hour. Yes, absolutely. Apocalypse. Oh, I'm sorry, Prodigal. I didn't mean for it to sting. I was joining in the banter. My apologies. Don't click things or conquering this games. I'll be sad. Well, let's dive in. Let's see what we've got here. So the main menu, it's largely the same as what we saw before. I'm not going to kind of talk about a lot of the things that we've already talked about on the experience. I'm going to be trying to this is going to be kind of a playthrough, kind of an analysis. We'll just kind of comment on the things that we see that are new. Maybe we'll do an octalysis or something, because I don't know that we got to do that last time, but we'll find out. Yeah, very successfully, Prodigal. Yeah. I hope you get a bit of enjoyment for the game. I already enjoyed it last time, and I love this kind of game. As soon as I saw that it was launched, I immediately sent it off to my family, because we've got a good 4 or 5 clicker enjoyers and that really liked Digxium. So I'm really excited to dive in here. So we're going to jump in. I remember, once again, just lots of good juice here. We've got the title up here. Is that different from last time? I feel like this was a little less clear last time, but we'll dive in. Map select, Peaceful Prairie, confirm. And here we go. We got our bonds. Hit an enemy with a bomb. 66% of players have that. You monster. All right. Quantic gave me a super nice email today for launch. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Quantic's a great guy. We're big fans of Quantic Flex over here. Big fans of Quantic Flex. I'm glad you two are in touch. For any devs in here that are building commercial projects, I can't recommend reaching out to Quantic enough. Class act, dude. I've had a lot of interactions with him off of the channel. Just kind of interpersonally. I've never met him in real life. We got to know each other through our channels, and just every interaction I have with him just tells me super professional, desperately wants to do everything he can to help indie developers, and is just a great guy. Deserves every piece of success that has come his way and will come in the future. So definitely go check him out. Gonna have to talk to Quantic. I think you're making, actually, you're very welcome. That's what we're all about here, is trying to help people develop those skills they need to reach, to become game developers and start on that dream. So a big part of that is building these connections. If you're going to be indie, you got to build the connections. You got to have ins with the media. So cheers. If we say his name enough, he will spawn. Hold on. I've got to send a screenshot of this. All right. So one thing that I am noticing is it will definitely get an extra bombs. The click sound effect, I don't remember if I talked about this last time, but it is just a little bit tinny. It kind of hurts my ears a little bit, which is weird. I don't normally have that problem. It's very high pitched, and it's got those upper frequencies hitting really hard. I think that could be dialed back a little bit and be a little more gentle on the ears. So we've leveled up Peaceful Prairie to level 1. We got Tip of the Spear, level up a map, which 100% of players have that achievement. I don't know how 100% of players have that achievement, and only 66% have hit an enemy with a bomb. But there you have it. All right. So I remember the whole, like, revealing the clouds and everything. Feels great. We got extra bombs. There we go. That's our first full clear, I think. Let's go to research. We've leveled that up. Lovely. We're getting extra income per second. I just started clicking this, actually, without even thinking about it. 10 money per second. Got it. 4,000 for No Man's Land, plus 3 max papers. One-time bonus. So there's 3 different things happening there, right? There's unlock No Man's Land, plus 3 max paper, one-time bonus. And I don't know, like, does unlocking No Man's Land give me plus 3 max paper, which is a one-time bonus? And also, if it's a max, why is that a one-time bonus? Like, I would understand if it was plus 3 papers, one-time bonus, that would make sense to me. But something about this is not making sense. So I almost want to see, like, unlock No Man's Land, and then underneath it, plus 3 max paper, and then underneath that, one-time bonus to kind of communicate these are separate things. But I don't know. We'll see what happens when we click on it here. Okay, so this has appeared now. Used to buy upgrades in the prestige tree, which I guess this is not. This is research. And I remember the systems in here. Like, I remember that this is kind of what we do when we prestige, when we reset. But I'm trying to come at this from, like, a new perspective, right? Blast area increase. Yes! And then what's this? Resets all parks. Okay, that's our prestige. Got it. That's unlocking the next map. Let's go ahead and grab money. We'll go conquer. Steam is a little confused. Yeah, that's talking about the achievements, the Tip of the Spear and the U Monster. Yeah, really, really interesting. All right. So we are revealing tons of map. This is fantastic. Oh, no, he's right in the middle. Earn your first intel knowledge. Also 100% of players have gotten that. Thornity, welcome in, friend. Congrats on launch. How you doing today? Welcome in. Hit 2 or more enemies with a single bomb. Twofer, also 100%. I wonder if it's like we're just early enough and there's not enough data for it to be able to reliably report the statistics. Kind of weird. All right, we'll do research again. 32,000 for the next one. Okay. Well, let's start getting more passive income. Oh, God, that clicking sound effect really gets to me, unfortunately. Alrighty. So we're almost at our paper max. I think those are decrees? Can turn down the SFX sounds. The problem is I don't want to turn everything down. I just want to turn that down. But I guess I will. Play again. It's funny, for me, the enemy kill sound bugs me. Embrace the chill vibes. There you go. Oh, man, they're both hiding up there, huh? One thing that would be satisfying in here, I'm realizing, is getting to see where things were, right? Right there, I was thinking, oh, I bet they were in that corner. It would be great to have, like, the fog kind of dissipate while it's tallying the score so I could see, oh, that is where they were. I was right. Ah, man. Feed the snail, destroy a tank. Love it. Leveled up. Quantic, good to see you. You did not need to jump in, but it is a pleasure to see you, sir. How you doing? welcome in. Love to stick around, but my internet has gone so slow it won't even stream. Oh, man, what a bummer. Thanks for hanging out, Tiny Devil. Best of luck. And I can't wait to hear how your projects are going, by the way. I want to hear how the movie project is going. I want to hear how your game is going. Please fill us in next time you're able to. We'd love to hear more. Doing well, thanks, man. Yeah, I am just... I mean, I guess we'll just do this. Usually you want to prestige as soon as you can in these sorts of games. Deja vu, prestige. Wrapping up vacation, you know? This is the last day. It's the first vacation I've taken... in nearly 6 months. I've taken a day off here or there for like birthdays or being sick, but this is the first like multiple days long vacation experience I've had. So it's been great. We had family in town, played a lot of board games. We played the Dune board game. We played, what else did we play? We played Arcs, played Too Many Bones. We played, yeah, we did all sorts of stuff. It was fantastic. We did a whole big Renaissance fair. We did old dance. We had my aunt come in, who is a professor of art history, who is a phenomenal presenter. I mean, it's like the driest subject you think of when you think of college, and she is absolutely fascinating to the point where she was kind of really discouraged from visiting more museums in France because she would steal people away from the tour guides that were working there because she was giving such good presentations that people would leave their tour guides and go listen to her. So she gave us a fantastic discussion on Hieronymus Bosch and what a fascinating guy that was. Her husband talked to us about the history of Catharism, which I didn't know about, which is a like really specific religion that was in France, a specific region in France and Italy for a little while, and they had like Jesus as a prophet, Muhammad, Buddha, or not Muhammad, Buddha, maybe Muhammad, I don't know, and then like Maury or something, just like some other random dude, I don't know. Super fascinating, really, really cool stuff. So it was a grand time. Everyone dressed up in costumes. It was fun. Vacation time, yeah, sounds like a blast. It was. I believe that's called Riz or Aura. Yeah, she's definitely got the charisma, that's for sure. I'm getting terrible luck on this. I think we need to do some upgrades. There we go. That should all help. That should help. Much better. All right, there we go. Play again. Boop. 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 There we go. All right, let's go back to research. I think we got the next level. Yeah. Increase blast area 100% of the time. Go for that every single time. Go. Love it. Play again. It is nice and satisfying. I don't quite remember Digzium. I don't remember if they had like a quick reset option like that. And that is appreciated. You know, when you're going to be going through and doing this very actively, it's nice to have that quick return. I will say I'm starting to notice a bit of a tonal dissonance here, which is interesting in that we have very chill vibes with the polish and everything. The sound effects are all very chill. The music's very chill. But then we're bombing, you know, dozens of people to inevitable doom. And that seems a little strange. But, yeah, I think you do want to err on the side of chill for this type of an experience. Because you're not going to be able to keep the tension up. Right, you're going to try and keep the tension up through music and sound effects and everything and visuals, but at the end of the day, the player does not have any mechanical incentive to have high pressure, right? This is a game you cannot lose at. There's no To put it in the Octalysis terms, there's no real avoidance here, which is fine. But there is that kind of interesting disconnect between theme and ambiance. Dissonance was an artistic choice? Was it really? And I know you're laughing. I don't know if you're being serious or not. And if you are being serious, I would love to kind of get insight into that. I think we need like 30,000. We'll just grab that guy. Boom, boom. Wasn't intentional, but it's been an interesting psychology insight. Okay, tell me more. I want to hear. Only 32,000. That's only 10,000 more. We're gonna get that in like one more play. That's fine. Nice. Love that you can like stack bombs really quickly. There's not like a long cooldown on that, so you can just blitz through. All right, next level. So I want to get extra. Yeah, used to buy upgrades in the prestige tree. I still don't know what that is. It's just papers. Are they like decrees or something? I don't know. Blast area. Yes, excellent. Love it. Seems to make people think about the theme, can war be chill? It makes you feel something even if it's a weird feeling. Yeah, that would be that dissonance. That's really interesting. I thank you for reporting in on that. That the people are kind of taking note. That was 100% my experience with Hotline Miami. Was I went in just like wanting a fun game, and it made me evaluate my media intake for the rest of my life. Because of how it conveyed its theming. And it was transformational for me. Captain Anosa, good to see you. Welcome in. Thank you very much. It is 6 hats. A lot of players seem to ask, am I the good guy or the bad guy? Yeah, totally. I quickly assumed that I was a monster that would do anything for money. Yeah, I totally understand that. 100%. I don't really have anything I desperately care to upgrade here. I'm really looking for just that last paper. Yeah, because like you have some things that indicate, you know, the gray uniforms, right? Could be very German forces in World War II, could be representative of, but like you're not really sure, right? Like that I kept that intentionally vague. Yeah, I think that's a really good call. Hard to ignore that the first map is called the Peaceful Prairie. Peaceful Prairie, No Man's Land, Stony Fields. Wow. Yeah, good call. I didn't catch that. Goodness gracious. Get more enemies, reveal an enemy on kill. Interesting. 300% extra money per tank kill, and keep papers after prestiging. That's something we definitely need to get eventually, but I think we're going to be spending everything early on. Definitely get more bombs. Blast area by 2 cells. Yes. Plus 5 per second when all targets are destroyed. Just like for the rest of the run? Like that, does that compound? So if I do that twice, I'm now at plus 10 per second. And is that for the rest of the prestige, or does it cross prestiges? Because if it crosses prestiges, that's all of a sudden bonkers scaling. I mean, it would probably get outpaced later on by other scaling, knowing these kinds of games, but still, goodness gracious. Yeah, let's go. Conquer. So we should be blasting like crazy here. Good. Good. And then I got a 1 in 3 chance. Boo. Out of bombs. We'll go ahead and do research. That gave us a lot of money. We can just go ahead and start diving in. On the next plus upgrade, we're going to do the cross already, which is great. Big fan of that. Whoa, we have a ton of bombs. Holy crap. Joe, those get insanely busted, like insanely. Like I was surprised how willing Sockhouse was to let you scale insanely. Are you talking about the like +5 per room defeated? Didn't mean to say insane 3 times, but that's how insane it was. It's insane cubed. Yeah. Cool. I love that. We've got kind of a slow start, but I'm starting to get an inkling of that. And I'm starting to wonder, like, as a player, how long is this going to last? Like, what is the scaling on this? What is this going to be like, you know, long term? Is this like a 2-hour experience, like a couple other micro incrementals? Or is it going to be more like a 10+ hours thing and the numbers are going to get bonkers? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the numbers will get bonkers anyways, but great. Is that enough for research? Do we, like, is 7,000 something really worthwhile? I guess we can just pump our passive. Let's just do a couple of runs here and dive through. So we're getting the cross already. That's fantastic. I'm starting to be a little more judicious about my placement of the bombs. When we have someone revealed, I'm realizing, okay, I don't click on them. I can like click to the side or something if I know that there's empty space around them. So I'm starting to get some, some intuition around how to be more effective about my choices, which is great. It's something that a lot of games like this do tend to miss out on because they're very focused on the chill aspect, which, fair, but I think there's also room for something that does ask for a little more thought and a little more consideration. Thornity can beat it in just over an hour. The average player can complete it in 2 to 3 hours, depending on how fast you zoom through it. Wow, that's wild. Got to a point where I saw prestige upgrades that I was positive were the last couple, but they weren't. Okay, cool. Great. We got a lot of money. Jeez, that was fast. Last area by 2 cells, absolutely. So how is this going to work out? So we were at the cross before. Is it going to be diagonals? No, because that would be... Okay, that diagonal. Got it. Love it. Oops, didn't need to do 2 there, but I wouldn't have been able to kill the tank over there anyway, so that's fine. Here we go. Yeah, I'm a big fan of these little micro incrementals. I think that there's a surprisingly large market for them as more and more people discover them. I think things like Dixium and, let's see, what are some other of these that have really changed things? Astrodal was another great one that kind of bucked the trend of, oh, these incremental games have to be these massive experiences. It's almost like what happened with role-playing games, right? Where people were like, oh, D&D is the only kind of role-playing game. And for so long, that was like the world we lived in. We got all these weird, hyper sweaty role-playing games in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even early aughts, which I love, to be fair. But then we started to break out and realize, oh, you know what? Like, maybe these don't have to be quite so simulationist. Maybe they can be more narrative-focused. And then you start getting things like Powered by the Apocalypse style games. And just a whole new world opens up. You get Fate. You get all sorts of these new things. Percentage income. Sure. Great. Go. Nice. All right, I'll take that. I definitely want to prestige again and get that permanent. I'm assuming at this point that it's permanently scaling our income, which seems bonkers. I think we'll just get one more paper and then we'll prestige. We won't try and go for the next one. That might be a bad idea. That might not be super efficient. But it's what I want to do. Because the next level is like 256,000, and I don't think we're gonna be hitting that very soon. Love that the market for TTRPGs has expanded massively now, and there's so many different types of games now. Still only want to play the crunchy ones, though. Sure. Oh, no, you're increasing the price every time, you monster. Yeah, I totally understand that. So you're big into, like, Pathfinder and stuff, right? Which I adore. I love crunchy games. I think that they're always going to have a big place in my heart. But also, like, when I want to just introduce someone into RPGs that may be a little nervous or may not be a big gamer, like, yeah, I'm probably going to go more to something like Ironsworn, right? Something where they can just kind of conversationally discuss what they want to do, and we figure it out. And there's not a several hour long character creation process. Would love to play Pathfinder 2e with my group. They refuse. They're stuck in 5e. Well, you know, I understand it. There's a lot to be said about familiarity and the ecosystem. You know, if you got a group that's like really big into Critical Role, guess what system you're probably going to be playing? Or Dimension 20 or something, you know? And I know those guys have been branching out, doing their own things. I know Critical Role has their own systems. And, you know, Dimension 20 has been doing spotlights on different systems. But, like, let's be real. Most people just watch Brennan's games, which are almost all D&D. So, if not all D&D. So I get it. There's a lot of power in the familiarity. All right, let's grab that craziness. Increase blast area, 100%. 300% extra dollars per kill. Sounds fine. I've heard great things about Daggerheart, but it seems way too rules light for my taste. Oh, interesting. See, I don't really know the first thing about the system. I just know that they've made one. Great. So now we should have +5 forever. Yeah? Great. Now we're at +15. Oh, +22. Okay. That's scaling somehow in a way that I don't know. It's just fine. It's just fine. But yeah, the tabletop RPG scene has gone bonkers over the past 20 years. And now it's really in a state where if you can kind of imagine a game like this, then you can probably find someone who's built it. It's a really cool time to be getting deep into the hobby. There we go. Got him. I'm kind of at this point where, like, I don't know how much I need to save before making meaningful research trips. I'm kind of in this, I don't know, I guess I'll just check sort of space. 32, okay. Like, I almost wouldn't even mind a notification saying, hey, you can afford the next level. Oh, +3 max already applied. Okay. Because, so we get the 6, so this applies across runs, but it only applies once. Okay, now it makes sense. Now that line makes sense. Mothman, so good to see you. Welcome in. How are you doing, friend? I'd like to thank WotC for pissing off their player base so badly that they're finally branching out. Oh my gosh. Oh, and honestly, I don't think it was WotC. I think it was all Hasbro. I'm sure that it would not surprise me at all if Hasbro completely sells Wizards of the Coast and D&D within a few years. Like, they've shown recently that they really don't have any good idea how to profit on this, you know? We'll see, though. I think that's coming. I know several people who have friends that are working at WotC right now. And, this is people that, like, used to be very high up in various game industry positions. And so, in the games industry, people move a bunch. So you get to know people at a lot of different studios because people keep on leaving to go to other studios. I do not hear encouraging things about Hasbro's stewardship of D&D and Wizards of the Coast. Unfortunately. Which we got? 66? That's enough for the next one, right? No, 256. Okay, I thought it was 32,000. I was still on the old one. Increased blast area, though. Absolutely. Get some more, as the children say nowadays, some more skrill. And wow, we're just obliterating things. This is great. Now we're really starting to feel it pick up steam a little bit. All their big names just left for Daggerheart. Like, podcasters, you mean? Like content creators? Or employees? They're employees. Interesting. I'm kind of surprised that Daggerheart is hiring. Not because of any sort of insider knowledge or anything, just because it seems like a smaller operation that they would stay kind of at a small scale at. But maybe it's just been performing that well that they're hiring seasoned designers out. I know they just stupidly got rid of like Jeremy Crawford and the other big rules guy over there, which is just mind-bogglingly such a bad decision. I can't imagine who thought that was a good idea. But I also have two friends that like had 16 to 20 years each working at a company I used to work at that just got laid off. I'm like, what are you guys thinking? You just lost an entire, like, retired person's institutional knowledge between just those two guys. Why are you doing this? Chris Perkins. Yeah. Jeremy Crawford. Yeah. So they joined up with Daggerheart, huh? That's really interesting. I wonder if they had, like, in their contract that they couldn't... Well, I mean, they got laid off, though. I don't know. Non-competes are dumb. Like, maybe they couldn't contractually go work for Paizo or something over for Pathfinder. I don't know. Technically, it's not just for Daggerheart. It's for their publishing company. Okay. Got it. We got a $250,000. We can go to the next level now. Ooh, plus more money per second, an extra bomb, and bigger bombs. Love it. $500 extra per kill. Great. So, since I have, like, ×3 for that, is that $1,500 per kill? Definitely get the extra bomb. 3% chance to spawn more papers, and then the next level. Okay, got it. Ooh, we got trees. Look at us. Everyone knows that soldiers that are located in an area with palm trees really just means a totalitarian fascist regime. We'll leave that there. Hey, we got them all. Great. Lots of money. Jeez. More money per kill, more money per second. Sounds good. Sounds legit. Anything to take the blame off yourself for the murder. Oh dear, wow. That's a big group. I have heard genuinely that to bring the mood down a little bit, I have heard that like bombers tend to have some really weird psychological issues because they don't see any of the people they kill, but like also that disconnect kind of can break you a little bit, make you incredibly callous. Yeah, it's weird. There's some really weird psychology when it comes to like wartime and how things happen. That's why, in my opinion, if you're gonna send your troops to war, these should be the rules, all right? Has to be hand-to-hand combat. You got to be like right up next to the person that you're killing, and the leaders have to go to war too on the front lines. Like, if we do those things again, I think we're gonna have a lot less wars and a lot less severe wars, you know? You need to stare down the person you're killing, and you gotta be the one out front doing it. No more of this hiding behind other people and sending them off to die sort of stuff. Snipers get messed up real bad too. I totally believe that, yeah. Hand-to-hand is brutal, but I'm down for the leaders to go, yeah. Well, that's the point of it being. Like, it's supposed to be brutal. It's supposed to be like, this isn't a good thing. Like, we shouldn't want this, you know? We should have strong emotional disincentivizations to go into this. Well, okay. We'll just level infinite, excuse you, and doubles income for 9. Okay, well, all right. Feels like we've hit a lot of dead ends with our trees, but now we don't even have to like go into levels anymore. We're just passively getting a ton of money. It's great. 4,000. Yeah, we'll do a level. Much easier to disassociate when you're doing murder with drones and stuff. 100%. Or laying down a landmine and then walking away. And then eventually someone steps on it and dies. You know, like that's not gonna... You don't feel that. You don't see the impact. Reminds me of a really fantastic interview with Andy Serkis. If you don't know Andy Serkis, he's the guy who did Gollum in Lord of the Rings. And was Claw in the MCU. He's done such great acting work all over the place. In one interview, someone said, if you could give one superpower to everyone in the world, what would it be? And he said, empathy. And I was like, yeah. No, yeah, that's it. Like, we have an empathy deficit in our world, and that would fix a lot, you know, to put it in terminology like that I would speak, you know, love. We need to have actual love for each other. It's crazy how empathy seems to be lacking lately. Yeah, and I honestly, I would argue not lately. I think it's always been there, but it's weird the way technology kind of influences us. We're more connected, and I mean, this is nothing new, right? We're more connected, but more separated than ever before. And we're more able to be convinced that we're right. Like, I really like it when I hear of people moving to areas that are very far outside of their, you know, traditional political strongholds. Because it's like, hey, that's great. Like, a lot of people get nervous about that. Like, oh no, we're going to lose my family member. They're going to become all liberal. They're going to become all conservative. It's like, maybe they're just going to hear some more ideas. And like, that's not a bad thing. Like, it's okay. We should be learning from each other. You know, if there's anything good or virtuous or praiseworthy, we should be seeking after those things. Like, that good is good, right? Like, it was getting better with millennials and Zoomers. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel a lot of Zoomers are just not wanting to engage in the societal systems that are set up. Totally fair. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how things shake out over time. Let's see here. I was doing the New York Times word puzzles today. Wife Quest does those a whole bunch, and so to like do a thing together, I have also been doing them. And there's one that's kind of like a word search, Strands, if you're familiar with it. And it basically gives one clue, and then all the words in that word search are going to be based around that one clue, right? And I was going through it recently and realizing, oh, this is all like rich person stuff. These are all like luxury goods. That's a different world than I live in. And we're not exactly poor, you know, we're making decent money. We're stable. We're fine. We're not, you know, scrimping and saving, but like, we're certainly not going out and buying jewelry and handbags. And it's very crazy how different the economic system is for different people. Like, I will work in the office with my boss, who is a co-founder at this company, and he's a serial entrepreneur and has had all sorts of opportunities. And he just throws money around like it's nothing. Like, he does it responsibly. He's not irresponsible about his money, but it's very clear when he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go get vitamin C injections because that helps people not get sick. It's not like an official medicine or anything, but people say it's really great. I'm like, who are these people? Who's just going to get vitamin C injections at a random clinic in the middle of the day? Like, no, that's rich person talk. That's, can't blame them for mentally checking out given how their future is looking. Yeah. And they're getting a lot of doom and gloom, right? Which can be both accurate and inaccurate, right? But the information powerhouses we've been building up are something else. And then you start throwing AI into it. And I don't know, man. Like, I'm constantly thinking about how do I help prepare my kids to leverage this as a helpful tool, but also protect them against all the dangers that it's going to very readily bring into their lives. It's crazy. Feel bad for the kids. Like, at the same time, the kids are going to have opportunities like we can't even dream of right now. Like, it's definitely not all doom and gloom, but it is a lot more dangerous, right? I remember a statement, at least in my opinion. I remember a statement from what's his name? Gary Vee, where he said, technology squeezes the middle. And I've thought about that a lot. I really agree with it. I think it's happening right now with AI, where mediocre storytellers and mediocre everything is going to get squeezed, and then all that creative power is going to go through AI down to the masses. All of us, we're going to be able to just go in and tell Netflix, I want a movie about this, based off of my preference that you already know about me based on what I've watched. And it will generate a movie for me. And then there will be very, very, very high-end creatives that are creating custom, tailored experiences. Bespoke, handmade experiences. That's still, where Hollywood is. But it's the middle is going to get squeezed very hard. I'm so worried about the disinformation that will come from AI. VO3 is nuts. Yeah, VO3's bonkers. It's, yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with that genie, to be frank. That's going to be a whole... I'm not even paying attention to the UI. I should have gotten that. That's scaling I missed out on, man. Love to tell them start looking for alternate solutions to life. The world we all grew up has changed. 100%. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. This is not... already, we're not in the world of go to college, get a job, work hard, and you'll progress. Like, that's the story that I was told growing up. And I think most of the people in this chat probably were as well. Go to college, get a job, work hard, you'll succeed. And you will have a brighter future. And that just has not been reality. Like, I did go to college, and I've been very, very lucky and blessed to have the career that I have. But it has not been without challenges, right? I've been laid off 3 times and have had horrible work situations 2 other times. Like, it's not a matter of just work hard and everything will be okay. Or, just be responsible with your money, right? Like, just don't spend your credit card like crazy. Like, treat it like cash, invest, do good things. And it's like, man, I don't know. I don't know that that's the world that I live in. I don't think that's really the case. All right, we just doubled our income. That's nice. I did everything right and ended up in a pretty not great situation anyways. Yeah, 100%. Because the systems, right? We talk a lot about game design on the channel, of course, but like it's system design at its core. It's system design to elicit a specific emotion. So we shouldn't be surprised when people who are trying to have a specific emotion and outcome in life are designing systems a particular way, right? And that's what's happened, is a lot of systems have been designed to make that no longer feasible, whether that's intentional or unintentional. And in all reality, almost certainly a mix of the two. It is not the system that we were sold on growing up. You see that all over the place. And we're not even talking people that, like, got quote-unquote silly degrees, like, you know, 14th century French literature, right? Like, it's easy to kind of laugh at those types of degrees without also realizing, hey, you know, there's a ton of people who have engineering degrees that are out of work right now, that are going homeless. There's a lot of people that are in management who don't have any options. Not because they don't want to work hard, but because there's just literally no options for them. So everyone's trying to figure out, like, well, how do I become an entrepreneur then? How do I do this thing? And we don't prepare people for that. We don't discuss, how do you make your own business? How do you market? How do you succeed? How do you sell? And that, in my opinion, is going to be the more important skill set moving forward. Obviously, everything is on a pendulum. It's all going to swing back over time. But, like, for my kids, I want them to be able to enter any type of situation. I want them to be able to sell. I want them to be able to market. Even if it, you know, even if by the time they're in the workforce, that swings back hard and now we have pensions again. I don't know. But I want them to be able to deal with what life throws at them. It's a big part of why this channel is still alive, even though I've got a job that takes up a lot of time and effort, and I've got, you know, a young family that also takes up a lot of time and effort. But we prioritize this because I feel like we're doing some good in the world. We're helping people, and people need that support. You know, this is a world that just needs some TLC, and it helps me as well to a certain degree. It helps me stay in that zone at least a little bit. Nice. I remember when I graduated college, the advice was, oh yeah, have a side hustle. And that was like, that's going to separate you from all the other candidates. It's going to give you a whole bunch of knowledge and experience. And now, that's kind of like the only option for a lot of people. If I didn't have a very lucky, blessed break in my job search, I could still be searching for work right now. Like, that's just the world. I'm hopeful that creatives will flourish in the new AI hellscape by virtue of being human. I think so. See, like, and I don't think it's an AI hellscape. I really don't. I think that this is going to be a tool that is leveraged by creatives across the world to become dramatically more productive and creative. I don't subscribe to AI being doom and gloom, but I do 100% subscribe that it's going to be a very rocky road while we navigate this. And unfortunately, I think a lot of that is going to come down to people trying to do more with less that don't understand creativity. And they're going to assume we can, replace people with this. Like that one suicide prevention hotline that said, oh, we'll just replace all of our call center people with AI. Well, okay, how well did that work? It was reversed within like 48 hours, right? That's the sort of attitude that I worry about, but I don't think it's going to be prevalent for very long. AI is just a tool. I subscribe to the notion that companies will do mass layoffs and replace people with AI. I think they will. And then I think we're already seeing that happening. But I think we're also starting to see the reverse start to happen of people realizing, oh, you know what? This isn't actually quite there yet. And we need to let it cook a little bit more. I do think also a lot of companies are very comfortable waiting, unfortunately, where they say, okay, well, like maybe we'll wait a year, maybe 2, and ask people to do 3 jobs in the meantime until AI catches up, and then we'll be in the clear. I would not recommend going to work for those companies. Ugh. Let's see, is that gonna hit? I almost want like a little reticle showing me what squares I'm about to target. That would be nice. I don't know that it's really necessary. Once again, this isn't the most strategic of games, but if this became like 20% more strategic in bomb droppings and in consequences of getting something wrong, I would absolutely want some sort of preview reticle of, hey, this is your area of impact. I think there's a Luddite revolution on the horizon. I can definitely understand that. Like, you can see that in a lot of different hobbies. I have a book on artisan cheese making, and it says there is a slow revolution. And what they mean by that is, as life speeds up, people are looking for more and more ways to slow it down, and like getting into hobbies that allow them to engage with life at a slower pace. So, for example, cheese making. There's nothing you can do to speed that up. It is going to have to wait a year, 2 years, 3 years, forever, until it's ready. And there's no way to make that go by faster. And it's saying a lot of people are discovering there's a lot of joy in that waiting. There we go. They're the last two. So I agree with you to a certain degree. Lots of people are going out to retire and, you know, go off the grid. Like our good friend, Off-Grid Game Dev, right? So I do think there is definitely going to be a lot of that. I also think it's probably not going to impact the majority of people for a lot of reasons. I think technology, we've just gotten so good at making technology so addictive that I don't think it's going to, you know, people are going to be stuck in a lot of ways. I mean, look at this. I'm playing a game which is, no offense, really a dopamine engagement, right? I teach people about design on how to make products better and everything. So like, no judgment. But also there's a whole lot of like, people are just going to be stuck, right? We've kind of built these sort of golden handcuffs around society where we can't reasonably take them off. Like if you don't have a phone nowadays, like a smartphone, people don't even really know how to function with you. And I think that's just going to become more and more the case as time moves on. No worries, Sockhouse, you're good. We're just rambling. Keep 10% of money after prestiging. That's nice. Research tree progress is kept after prestige. Yes, thank you. More bomb damage. Map levels are kept after prestiging. 100%. Keep 10% of money after. So one thing I don't like about the scavenger actually is I would love for it to say level X of what you've actually invested out of infinite. Because I want to know how much am I getting extra? How much have I dumped into this, right? Yeah. 10% chance to not use a bomb sounds good, but let's go for extra bomb damage and just start nuking the tanks. Ooh, at 18 we get another doubled income. That's great. Okay, oh, our progress is still kept. Love it. I thought I was going to have to go through it one more time. Perfect. I had an Eddie Burback video recommended to me recently about him trying to ditch his smartphone. Haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Seems humorous, though. Yeah, and like that's... Oh, we have cooler bombs now. Ooh, I love the... Makes no sense, but the ease in to that, right? It doesn't come in at full speed. That feels really great. Yeah, that's fantastic. Love that. And yeah, I mean, you think about people in like inner city New York, right? Back in the day, if you wanted a simpler life, you would just pick up and walk out of town and you'd go live in the wilderness. But like, we don't have that skill set. In fact, doing that in most places is actually illegal. Like, you'll get arrested. we've built systems to prevent this from happening. So in a weird way, even with all of our technology, we have fewer options than our forefathers might have. I remember reading journals of ancestors where they say, like, the spirit of wanderlust overtook me and I went west, and talking about building up fires to keep the wolves away. And that was just like a normal part of the day. It's like, I would get eaten in a heartbeat. Absolutely. I would have no way of functioning out there. That is not a skill set I have been endowed with. However, if that guy needed to fix his printer, you know, he'd come to me. There was dead horses in the street, Fox. It wasn't a great time. No, I agree. We have a lot of niceties that we get to enjoy. The point is not to say we should all go back to a time without modern medicine or without modern conveniences or even like good plumbing or electricity or anything. But the point is, even for people that would want to do that, I don't think it's an option really, realistically, for most people. You know, I think we're kind of locked in to the state that we're in for the vast majority of people. Only feedback that I had to give was that I would have loved to see each area upgrade linked to a new bomb visual. Oh, interesting. Welcome back, Sockhouse. Also, good to see you, Foolbox. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, you've missed a big, long discussion we've been having here, Foolbox. It is great to have you here. I guess we'll just start going through this, you know? I don't even really... I'm not processing what I'm buying. I'm just kind of buying it and saying, yeah, this is probably going to be good. Let's keep going. I heard part of it. I was in and out because it made me a little depressed. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's a rough subject. It's a rough subject. Lucky coin +1 bomb. Oh, nice. Very cool. He's in flow state. Yeah, for real. This is what happens when you get me on an experience that I don't have to think too much about, and we start talking about Jaws. But in short, I think the future of AI is really exciting. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff that it's going to enable. Like things we can't imagine right now that I'm deeply excited about. I've always said I am not afraid of going to a retirement home when my kids decide they're done with me, because I'm just going to plop on my headset when I have extreme arthritis, and I'm going to just go be Gorthag the Barbarian Dragon Hunter in a virtual world of generated experiences. And I have every confidence that that's actually going to happen now. So I think there's a lot to be very excited about with AI. I think there's a lot we need to be very wary about, but it's going to enable, man, a whole new world in a lot of positive directions. 16 mil, jeez. I keep seeing an ad for VR with the treadmill type thing under you. They used to have that in like the 90s. We're going back. Yeah, but it never really was commercially viable. There was never anything that really worked off of it. So I think we're going for it. And like if you can trick people into exercising like that, oh my gosh, how much better is the world going to be? Think of how many addictive burgers and soda they'll be able to shovel into people's mouths because they're burning so many calories. I think AI is great for many things, others not so much. I agree, 100%. I think it's going to evolve over time, of course, and the things that it's good at will expand. But I also think the biggest thing about AI is not even necessarily, what raw work does it do and how will it facilitate a different method of thinking. Like I saw an interview with a programmer saying how frustrated he is that, juniors that are coming in, it seems like they don't even know how to problem solve anymore. Like they can't think for themselves. I'm like, I don't know that that's the case. I'm sure that there are some people where that is very true, but I would wager it's a different kind of problem solving that this individual is not in the right mentality for. I think that's going to be the big thing with AI is it's going to elevate our thought patterns into different methods that are going to be kind of alien to us right now. Still doesn't seem commercially viable. Yeah, I mean, VR as a whole is rough in terms of markets. The only one that's really done well is like the Quest because they made it very accessible. PSVR 2, I love the technology in there, and I really love using it. It's super cool. No one's building games for it because, like, I'm one of 6 people who own one. Well, I think when AI will do it for you, I don't think it's going to. I don't think it does it right now. And I think that's the big backlash we're seeing, right? Is people saying we don't like AI slop. And I think that is shorthand for we don't like something that doesn't have human intentionality behind it. And we're going to have to figure out how do we work with these tools in order to deliver human intention, but in a way that is much faster, more productive, even more robust and complete. You know, like the second Miles Morales video, right? Into the Spider-Verse, was that the subtitle? That movie was done a lot with AI, and like they said, this would not have been possible without this technology, the way we did this film. Lucky coin. That's a nice sound effect, by the way. I like the lucky coin sound effect. Have you seen that CBS segment about the guy who has a wife and a 2-year-old that married ChatGPT? Very dystopian, super uncomfortable segment. Yeah. I may not have seen that exact segment. Also, hold on one second. Wife Quest will give me a call. All right, that may be signaling eventual wind down here. The kid may be returning, and I may be the one needing to receive him. So we'll see how long we get here. Yeah, there's like AI girlfriends, genuinely terrifying for society. That's one of those areas where I'm like, this is the wrong track to be on. I do think there's something to be said about creating something that will support human connection in times of need. Like, I don't think the whole technology is wrong, but I do think the way it's being implemented is not healthy for our brains, right? I don't think having a genuine relationship with one of these digital creations is going to yield any good long-term benefits. But I do think there is a place for helping people to think through things and to feel a little bit of someone is there, especially, you know, like suicide prevention. Like, I could see that being a really big deal. As much as I just talked about like the suicide hotline and everything that replaced people with AI, I don't think it's a replacement, but I do think some people are going to be more comfortable reaching out to that rather than a phone line. Right? I really think there's a lot of positive, powerful things that can happen here. +1 level for all maps. Oh boy. Well, guess we're investing in that now. Let's see. Let's keep going. I don't think there's any way in our current system to do that without exploiting the people who need that service for money. Prodigal. Don't think there's any way in our current system to do that. What is that? Are you talking about the like the suicide prevention thing? Because, I mean, there's real dystopian stuff, and then, like, to try and generate the data for these AI girlfriends, I've seen people kind of getting solicited on, like, Facebook by random, you know, attractive women, and they managed to break the AI that's driving that account into telling them, oh, you know what, I'm an AI being trained. I'm using the flirtatious data that is collected here to generate an app and train it. Like, that's deeply messed up, right? That's a problem. That's a very big problem. Those half-broken tanks are hard for me to notice. Prodigal. Having a service for lonely people to talk to help them deal with things. I'll 100% be exploited for money. I hear ya, and I don't disagree. I do think we have systems that are not exploited for money right now. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom by any means. Like I think we have proofs of concept in the wild right now. Like we have what is it, 999, like the suicide prevention hotline. That's not exploiting people for money, and this could be just an additional tool. But I do also think right now there are people being exploited for money in these suicide situations. So I agree that I think that will be a thing when we have that technology, right? Like, I think there's going to be both sides of that. Overall, I do believe in the human spirit, and I believe that we have something of the divine in us that is urging us to be better and to become something more. I have deep, deep faith in that, and I think it's going to all work out. But I do also think and readily recognize there's going to be a lot of bumps along the way and bad actors. Oh, it was right there. Dang it. See, I keep missing that half-broken state. Appreciate your optimism. Well, you know, we've been having enough pessimism on this discussion already. We gotta bring a little bit back. Sweet. Bumps are necessary in order to grow. I agree. We need the trials in order to understand the good from the bad. 100%. Get 2 lucky coins in a row. 57% of people have gotten that one. It's been a while since we've gotten an achievement. Wow. All right, where are we at here now? We have 15. Yeah, we can prestige. Oh, and I just spent my way out of the prestige. Great, of course. Yeah, there is a lot of truth to the old adage that if it's not hard, it's not worth doing, you know? I hate that saying kind of gets co-opted by people to say, oh, buck up, lift yourself up by your bootstraps, when you're like, but I don't have boots, you know? But overall, I do think that there's a lot of truth in there, as long as it's being channeled in the right direction. I'm a better person than that. What? Okay. I will say I'm making it through this tree a lot more slowly than I would have expected. I kind of, by this point, I would have expected a bit more of a tree going in. Like, I'm not making a lot. I'm hitting a point in the game where I don't feel like I'm progressing very quickly. And I'm not sure if that's because I'm just not paying enough attention to the game, I'm sorry, or if it's because I'm choosing bad upgrades or doing things inefficiently. Like, it's astonishing to me that Thornity can beat it in less than an hour. That blows my mind. Ooh, drop 10 bombs in 5 seconds. Carpet bomber. 73% of people have that. Okay, just nuke the world. All right. Everything's fine. You think about the juice? I think it's super juicy. Yeah, we've talked about that a couple times. Like, this is really satisfying in a lot of ways. Every interaction is feeling good. The only juice that I felt is bad. Like, I love the pops of everything. These little button backgrounds do feel a little bit weird to me because that big border and background makes it feel hierarchically more important than things without it. Like, it has more attention paid to it. So I would kind of expect that to be back here and then this to be a plain text one. Just, you know, shooting from the hip. But it's really nice. I like the ready, set, go there, kind of easing you into it. The banner that comes across with that animation feels great. There's a lot that's really, really good here, especially as far as juice goes. This is a very juiced game. I think you should feel very, very happy about what you've been able to create here. So juice. Oh man, I missed the paper. I do definitely feel like I'm in a position where I'm just not progressing as quickly as I would like. That's the only kind of, like, I'm hitting that midpoint of the game, I'm assuming. Like, the papers are not, I'm not earning the papers as quickly as I would have expected at this point. All right. Because, like, yeah, it's 15 Gs. I guess we'll, like, dump. I'm assuming that's going to be a better investment than, geez, I already have enough to prestige. I almost wonder if keeping the tech tree came too early. As far as pacing goes. Because I'm not getting to really upgrade much right now. Oh, it's that tank again. Gosh dang it. Go. Got him? No? Oh, he's right there. If I just spent more than a second to look. 6 reviews in climbing. Hey, congrats. That's huge. Good for you, man. And I don't think you've done very much, like, broad marketing for this, right? I think that's all coming from, like, relationships that you've built with people, which, once again, absolutely huge. 131? Oh, we're a little closer than I thought we were on that. Okay. We could probably stop going into the mushroom and just tank through that. Yeah, me too, Prodigal. Yeah. We're saying the same theme. Got him. Man, where are all these guys? There we go. Speak the same words, just different accents. Let's see, was it like 130? Yeah, 130. Okay. That's like, what, one more level? Probably? It's like 20 seconds without any other income. So we should be good pretty much at this point. There we go. Nice. Bamboo Plateau, 3 more of those. So we can get more income or another level. Okay, I want to get like 1 level in these to see if they'll uncover some other piece of the tech tree. Clicking really fast is a really big part. The designers would disagree. Sockhouse would disagree. Thorny would disagree. But for my money, the faster you click, the more money you make. Which is not true at all. But it feels good. Hey, Memphis, welcome in. Good to see you, buddy. How are you? Okay. Triple money per kill. That's good. Extra income per second. Okay. Not too upset about that. Let's go ahead and prestige. We're at 18 now, which means we can get the next breakpoint here. Doubles our income. 10% chance to spawn more papers. 2 bombs. Increase blast area by 4 cells. Okay, that's next. 100% money per second for every 25 map levels. Okay, so that's when you start cranking on the upgrade that gives you extra map levels, right? Okay, got it. Are you the one bombing? I am the one bombing. So the idea here, if you've never played a game like this is kind of a Digsium-like, right? Where you are trying to, you have a limited amount of clicks to do something with. And you're trying to get all of these things, in Digsium's case, uncovered. They're relics you're uncovering. In this game, it is people/things that you are bombing. And it is left intentionally obscure whether you are the good guys or not. Where are we at here? Triple the money, sure. Start investing in there. We're really just hunting for papers at this time. Like, money's good, but I think papers are going to be what give us the most. I'm a firm believer that every game I play, I am the good guy. Every game? Even if it means careless, reckless mayhem. Okay. That was alright. It's an alright one. Every single one of their screams of joy. Yay! We get to hug a big cylindrical explosive device. Everything's fine. Hey, we got them all. What's the old movie? How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Atomic Bomb or something like that? All right, we need one more paper. Perfect. Getting a lot of lucky coins. Love it in Hitman when the NPCs say, "No, wait, I have a family." As I, oh. Looking at the full title just yesterday. Nice. Good to see you, Queen Anne. Welcome in. How are you? It's so good to see you. All right, anything else we can buy? I don't think so. Okay, right. More bombs, more blast radius. Yes, more damage, so we can just stop worrying about those tanks. Love it. And faster those. And some more map levels. Why not? I'm not the bad guy. I'm just doing what the doc recommended. Oh, best of luck, Prodigal. Take care. All right, we got bigger missiles now. I don't know if that's coming because of increased damage. I would guess so. I guess this is an increased damage thing. Definitely blasting through the level, whereas before we were struggling to deal with everything. Name a hat? The Prodigal. Wow. I forgot that I put those in there. It has been a long, long time, and nobody has ever done that one. There you go. Name a hat. The Prodigal. It shall be remembered. So I have the points. Why not? Sure. Love it. Man, I got 6 bombs left. Jeez. Let's keep going. I don't know how much we need. I think it's like in the billions, like 1 billion or so to get to the next level. So if we can just kind of cruise on this, like the missiles that I'm sending screaming into the horizon here. But yeah, lots of juice. I would almost say if we're looking at ways to like improve the non-gameplay related experience, right? We're not talking game design. We're talking, you know, how it feels to play. Getting the loading screens like that to be almost non-existent would help a lot. Especially when you get to these later parts of the game where you're just kind of, you know, repeating the same thing over and over again. Had Endless use current prototype shown off on a stream last night and was well received. That's awesome, Queen Anne. That's so great. I love that you're still crunching away on that. I was so tickled pink to see like all the updated art and everything. That was great. Huge congrats on that. Oh, there's the last guy. Great, we can afford the next level. Let's do it. More money per second. Blast area by 2 cells. Love it. And then the next level. We're going up. Okay. Let's keep crunching. We got 3 more to find. I want to get the increased blast area. Is that everything? Yeah. Great. I'm definitely feeling very powerful, and mostly just like limited by the papers, which is like, you know, the constraint in the game. I totally get that. 3% chance, more papers. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and prestige. About to start a push at the end of the month to do a vertical slice for this by the start of October, or at least that's the goal. Wow, very cool. That's awesome news. Thank you for sharing. That's really, really exciting. 10 levels for all maps. Yeah, the more that I'm playing, the more I'm thinking this upgrade kind of doesn't really matter, since we get these 2 syncs for all of, like, for every denomination, right? 1 and 2. This keep bills after prestiging sounds like a bad idea, unless it allows me to go over my max. Like if I go into the new run at 0 and I'm banking 21, then all of a sudden that upgrade makes sense. Otherwise, it feels kind of pointless. Hey, Fuzzy Buzzy. Good to see you, my friend. How are you? Welcome in. How's your spooky project going? Hope you're doing well. Oh, we got him. Definitely getting the blast radius going hard here. Great. Oh, wait, no, we still have something to find. Goodness. Where are you? Aha. Sorry, just had to check my phone for the wife's text real quick. Great. All right. Once it's looking more presentable, I'll send it your way. I'd love to take a look, even in a non-presentable form. I know you've got the version up on itch. So, happy to check it out anytime. All right, take care, Quantic. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you coming when you were summoned. I hope you have a great day. For anyone who is unfamiliar with Quantic, go check him out on YouTube. If you think he's just like a fun community member, he definitely is. But also, go check out his channel on YouTube. He's growing like crazy and is a great person to get to know. He's really there to support indie devs and just a good all-around dude. So definitely go hang out with Quantic. The intel retention doesn't quite have a purpose now that the infinite skills exist. Yeah. Okay. More blast area. More papers, please. We'll go next. All right. Take care, Quantic. More money per second for each bomb dropped. Oh, wait a minute. Is that like this one? Does that just like stack forever? Okay. Research skills cost 10% less. Doubles income again. 27. More papers. Gain extra. Okay. Well, whatever. We'll just go for that. I don't even know what that upgrade was. Maybe next update it'd be good to have you play it on a stream. For sure. Yeah, I'd love to. I would absolutely love to. Okay, cool. That's maxed out. That's good. It's one less red thing. We have 13 bonds. Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, we're only getting 3 papers, like, per run. Which is feeling really slow. Oh, there we go. 5. Like, I want 5 to kind of be the norm for me right now. This is supposed to be like a couple hour experience. Once again, I'm probably just playing badly. And all of this is purely just total data points that can be completely disregarded. I'm just narrating through kind of what I'm experiencing as I'm going through it. Maybe there's an upgrade to help. Well, I know there are some, but they're also like really expensive. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a major bummer to go buy an upgrade to get more scrolls when I also get like permanent scaling on other things. I'm like, ooh, that's way shinier. I would like the shiny one, please. Oh, 1% income per skill level. What's my skill level? Is that anything I've purchased here? Is that what's in the extra place? Or is it like per this thing's skill level? I mean, it can only be upgraded once, so I'm assuming not that last one. Okay, there we go. Max that out. And plus 10 levels for all maps. Great. Let's definitely do that. Also thinking really hard how to make YouTube video on level design. Pretty sure it will see the light of day. People I mention it to are encouraging me to make it. Yeah, I'm really excited for when that comes out. Level design is one of those areas of game design that people don't really consider, and everyone thinks that it's probably really easy. You know, oh, I could make a level. Until you sit down and you try to make a level and you realize, oh my goodness, this is tremendously difficult. And it will make or break the experience of any digital, you know, experience. All right, we get them all? There we go. All right, we're up to 13 out of 21. This will take us up to 17 if we get them all. Got them. Then 4. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there's 5 here. I actually want to get all 5 because I want to see if it is going to cap us at 21. Or if it'll say, hey, you earned this, so we're still going to give it to you. Curious how that interaction will work. It capped us. Okay, got it. So we're at 21 million. When I buy this, it goes to 51 million. So it doubled our income. Great. Then more papers. It's really hard. I think it's like pacing in movies where everyone knows intuitively the difference between a good and a bad one, but know how to do it well. Rare, 100%. Absolutely. Yeah. Gain an extra paper. I have not gained an extra paper. Is that going to, like, mean every time I get one, I'm now getting 2? Is that what that means? That's my guess. Let's see. So, am I going to get 6 out of this? There you are. Aha! We do get 6. Okay, great. Love it. That's fantastic. We have dramatically sped up our progression now. Yeah, we just got 8. Woo! Love it. I think that is worded poorly. I could see that. Could be when gaining papers, gain an extra one. Then you might think, well, if I gain 5, is that going to be 10 or is it going to be 6? I mean, it's pretty discoverable, so I'm not, I wouldn't be crazy worried about it. It's pretty easy to verify. But yeah, it is there's a lot of that with the text here where like you can kind of figure it out by just getting it and testing it really fast. It's not a huge mystery, but there are certainly probably opportunities for some more clear language. I'd have thought it was +1 paper per level. See, like, I don't even know what that means from the way you're describing it. What is +1? Like, you buy this upgrade and then you gain a paper? It also bugs me every single time I say paper because I know there's another word for this and I have no idea where to go to find what that word is. Let's see. 8. Sheesh. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and... Might need to hotfix that. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Research skills cost less money. Sure. Let's do it. So I went from 8 billion down to 6 billion. Love it. Big fan. I think if you would get 5, now you get 6. If you got 7, you now get 8. Got it. Yeah. So I think the difference here is like you're not really multiplying it by 2 necessarily, right? Like you don't have like a multiplier that you're going to be extending out with other upgrades. It's not times 2 and then later you'll be able to add 15% to that. It's just a flat 1. So I understand probably why that wording is there. But, I mean, in my mental model, it is effectively what you're saying, Queen Anne, because you are getting each of these individually. You don't get like a bucket of 5. You get 5 individual papers, and each of those gets +1 added to it. Is how I'm guessing it works. I don't know if we're going to get, like, these dumpsters now hold 2 papers each, and then you only add 1 to that. But so far, we haven't observed that. Oh, man, we're so close here. 5, 6, 7, go. Nice. All right, increase blast area. Again, love it. And then the next level is 53 billion. And then just flat more money. All right, great. Let's go to the next level. We're cruising along. Great. That maxes us out on paper. Ooh, more money per kill. All right, fair. All right, what do we level up next? We need 27 for that, so we can't. So I guess we'll just level these guys up, get a whole bunch more money per second through that, and then do that. Sure. It popped up. I might as well buy it, right? That's how I approach all of my finances. All right. Each paper is now worth 2 papers. I'm not sure what the best wording would be. You know what? I don't think that's a bad idea. Each paper is now worth 2 papers. It's an interesting approach to it, at least. Kind of thinking outside of that box a little bit. Writing is hard, by the way. I don't know if any of you know this. Writing is definitely one of the harder things to do as far as creativity goes. Maybe should have just been doubles intel gained. I mean, yeah, maybe. Oh, intel. That's what it is. Golly. Okay. Intel. Fantastic. Could be. I don't know if that would, like, work long term, but, like, obviously you do. All right. We got all 24 papers. We can go ahead and bounce out. Get extra blast radius. No other upgrades coming out of having those, so we'll just go ahead and leave. It's hard because you want it to be as short as possible. 100%. Yeah. I absolutely understand that. Oh, we'll just dump this all over here. Goodness. Reach level 100 on a single map. 15% of players have this. I don't know if that means I'm very far ahead of everyone or if I'm playing very inefficiently because I'm dumping all that in there. Perfect. Oops. Mouse went a little crazy there for a sec. Yeah, that ready go transition felt really good at the start, and now that I am like this far in, I've been doing it so much, I'm just like, please just let me click on things. Please just let me move past it. Honestly, I think that would be a very fun like meta progression. That would be super cute. If it was skip, ready, set, go over here for like 30 papers, that would be very cute. All right. So we need 53 billion. You know what? That actually seems pretty reasonable. We can probably go for that. I think the game starts to run its course after a certain amount of time. Yeah, for sure. And that's usually how these sorts of genre experiments go, right? This is still a relatively young genre to be exploring. And I think there's this like core central idea that we're learning people really like and is very pleasant to operate around. But no one has really taken that a step further to say, how do we now incorporate this into a sustaining experience that people come back to without it going back and regressing to what the old incremental games were, where you have to play it for like 5 years constantly running in the background in order to get to the end, if there even is an end. There's a middle ground there that I don't think has been very explored yet. So why did I just buy that? You know, you start doing things when you're streaming and you don't even consider it. I think the word double or doubles is important because it's an exciting word that will give a good feeling and it's also accurate to what it does. I understand that. Totally. And you're right. It is a very ooh, wow, attention-grabbing sort of word. Ugh. All right, we'll just dump more. All right. Let's go. Great. Love it. Six, what is it, like 50 something? Jeez. Ugh. I should stop buying that. That is not helping me. That's not the most efficient use of my money here. I think we're just gonna try and casually chill and make it to this next level. We'll just kind of keep blasting the earth relaxedly until we hit 53 billion. We're at 31, getting close. Got him. I almost want like a $ counter up here, so I get that really direct connection of, oh, I have landed a kill, that translates to this much money. I think that would help, especially if you could have, you know, the little $ like pop up, like you got the money here, and then that flows up into the score. That would be very satisfying, I think. All right, next level. Another blast area. Great. And more papers. Love it. Go ahead and conquer, grab those last 3 papers, and then we can get our next long-term progression. Or prestige progression. I'm also feeling like I'm not really seeing enough difference between the levels for each level to be exciting, if that makes sense. And we're starting to get into nitpicking because we're kind of seeing the experience through to its end. I do think, once again, just want to stress, 100% worth the asking price on this, and it's a great time. But if we're looking for areas to discuss and critique, like, a lot of these areas kind of feel like black square with maybe a different type of foliage that gets blasted away instantly by my barrage of missiles, right? And that is one thing I think Digzeum kind of did good, whereas that the new levels felt very dramatically different. Even though it was largely aesthetic, they did introduce some new mechanics over time. That was nice to see. Is it really hiding right there? No? Oh! Oh! We have a new type of tank. Oh no! Okay. Got it. Let's go ahead and get the last few here. Great. And we can research. I just want to avoid these upgrades almost entirely. They seem to really not help very much. Okay, more money per second. Ooh, okay, now we're getting a bunch of stuff. +3 bombs and increased blast area by 6 cells. Sure. Yeah, sounds good. Enemy's capital city. Okay. I think that's maybe going to be the end? Question mark? But yeah, this is 100%. Like, this is absolutely in the realm of, I would recommend this to people who enjoyed Digzeum. And that's a really good accomplishment. Blow it all up. Gosh, we've got so much. So many bombs. Okay. Great. That's all of the scrolls. We'll go ahead and get some code brown pants. You heard me. And dive in here. That is 33. So we need 2 more levels unlocked to get that. So more bomb damage. Oh, okay. Oh, infinite. Okay. We'll get to that later. Another maxing of money works just fine for me. Or another doubling of money, excuse me. Okay. I will say this has a much... Oh, drop a nuke. War never changes. Cute. So it is based off of damage then. Okay, got it. At least I'm like 99% confident saying that. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Oh yeah, this game has a very different progression curve than other incremental games that I've played in this same sort of genre. It seems like it has a much flatter progression curve, which is nice in a lot of ways. I really like that, but I think that also needs to come with more spikes of like, oh, now this is an interesting thing, and oh, now this is an interesting thing. Like more mechanics, more things about it. To keep me engaged while I'm repeating these objectives. 2% income for each paper spent. Okay. Oh, and that's another infinite one. Jeez. Okay. Great. We are definitely cruising through to the end here, I think. Getting $42 billion per second. Which is like, what, half of Jeff Bezos's income? There we go. I didn't even check how much the next level is going to cost. You monster dropping nukes? Listen, these are baby nukes at best. You know, like the whole map is still there after you drop a nuke. I don't think we can really classify this as the same experience, you know? To be fair. Like, look, there's still undetonated patches of land there. This is a nuke, like, in the sense that its dad was, like, the military manufacturing facility. It was like, it's time for a nuke. And everyone's like, okay, sure. Yeah, good job, dude. You really made that happen. It's a Nepo baby is what I'm saying. Okay, you achieve victory. Now ask yourself, was it worth it? 200,000 trillion dollars. All right, let's go ahead and do the Zen Garden. Of course it's a Zen Garden. Jeez. I don't think this is a question anymore, right? Although I guess one does have to question why there's so many high-value military personnel hanging out in a Zen Garden who obtained 33 out of 33 intel spycraft. Love it. Okay, let's go ahead and spend some of this cash and go get our last upgrades. Capital City. Oh, and we have more. Geez, plus 10 levels for all maps. Infinite. Love it. 80% of money after prestiging. Cool. And then a bunch of income per second. Okay. So we got a couple more things we need to do before launching into the capital city and winning the game. Capital City. We'll go ahead and... Whoa, my. Is this... Are we farming, like, ancient Greece? What? Is this the Parthenon? Like... historical fiction that the Roman Empire never went away? That it? Great. Asset limitations. We're at 3 out of $200 trillion to officially end the game. Out of bombs. That's okay. We got all our papers. Just spend our last little bits of money. Once again, I don't feel like those upgrades really do anything for us. 100 plus 1,000% per second for every 100 map levels. Okay. So let's get the limited one. And I think that's it. I think everything else is just infinites. Woo! So really, at this point, we don't care about papers. We really only care about money. I mean, I guess we do care about papers because it's going to help us scale our money better, because we have all those infinite sinks for it. Which, like, the infinite stuff, at this point of the game, is where I'm expecting those infinite intel sinks. That makes perfect sense of like, okay, we have some absurd target way off in the distance. Now we're just going to funnel all of our stuff into the make money faster portion of the tree and get there relatively quickly. So the question is, what's the fastest way to do this? Plus 1,000 per second for every... I mean, yeah, I don't know like what the most efficient thing is. Whatever. 20 gold, sure. Yeah, I didn't want to make this too grindy. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. It's already kind of starting to wear out its welcome a little bit because we're just not getting new interactions, new mechanics or anything. So giving us that route forward is like, okay, this is the victory lap. Now, like, we've kind of beaten the game. We've seen what it has to experience. Now let's do that last victory lap and have a big moment where we get to just enjoy everything we've seen so far. I think it's wholly appropriate. I've seen that pattern in several other micro incrementals, and I think it's great. There you are. But now you've seen the whole tree, so I don't want to drag it out. Yeah. No, great call. We're getting up to 12 trillion. We're in the tens of trillions. And go and sync our stuff. It's hard for me to know which of these is going to make the most impact. I won't lie. I mean, 6% income sounds like it will just scale bonkers. I don't know if income is just this or if it's also money from killing dudes. $15 trillion again already. That's good. I can feel us closing in on that 200. There we go. Oh, there's still one left. Ah, man. Oh, if I had just looked around a little bit, oh, it's fine. Great, we're at 30 trillion and 341 billion. Yeah, like spending all that money only gave us an extra, what, 30 billion per second? It was like less than 10% of our total income. We're not even done with this yet. Jeez. That is really expensive. That feels like a bit of a trap, I won't lie. Like, you invest so much in that for not a lot of return. And by the time you've invested all that money into it, like, you could have probably just bought the next upgrade. Yeah, and our income went from like 330,000 to 730,000 by investing all that into income. So that definitely feels far and away the more efficient usage of resources. We got 349 billion from that. So honestly, even bombing is not giving a whole lot. I just noticed how much money we actually got from blowing up. Yeah, that's not a lot. 284 billion? That's like a third of what we're making per second. I hope I gave players enough options to explore, and if they pick some worse options, they don't get penalized too much. Well, that's the thing, is like, there's no scarcity here, right? You could farm things up forever. It's really just a matter of how quickly does it happen, right? So I don't think there's a whole lot of penalization. Reach 1 trillion war bonds per second. Love it. So we should probably be able to get this time. We only need to wait a few minutes, and we'll be able to buy it. There's one achievement left we have yet to get, which is you won, but at what cost? And I think I know how to get that. Yeah, wow, you get such little amounts of money from bombing. I wonder if that's just because, like, how I've spent my medals. Like, have you seen a lot of people, like, getting obscene bombing builds, and I just didn't build into that? Because I'm curious how much control a player has over, like, their revenue stream, right? Because there's usually not a ton of control in these kinds of games. It's usually just punch through and build things up. You could build more into it, but the idol still gets much bigger at this point. Okay. Heard. 107. I feel like the number on the leveling up needs to get a lot bigger, right? Because all I'm seeing is the bar, and most of the time I'm ignoring it. And so seeing like a big, like, ooh, leveled up, big 90 explosion, and then comes back into a big state where I can refer to it. I just barely realized that we're level 90, and that's like really high up. I haven't been paying attention to the levels of the levels, if that makes sense. So that's maybe an area that could have been juiced up a little bit more. That would have been cool, sure. It was kind of meant to be the cherry on top, sure. What are we missing? There we are. 170. I bet by this next time, we'll be able to get it. That it? Got him. Easy. All right, 193. Here we go. 97, 99, 200. Woo! Pyrrhic victory. In any war, a victory means another war and yet another, until someday, inevitably, the tides turn. And the victor is the vanquished. I did not get to read that. Thank you for playing my little game. Video games have always helped me get through tough times, and as a developer, it's been my dream to pass that comfort on to others. This font is a little bit rough to read when it's so small and high contrast. If you've made it this far, I'd be truly grateful if you left a review. Hearing your thoughts means the world to me. Seriously, I read them all, probably too many times. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. That's awesome. Yay! There you go. That's Click and Conquer. Well done. Well done. I almost wouldn't mind an infinite money sink. You know, if you wanted to just kind of keep on going on this, sure, you've got your infinite intel, but then like have one last upgrade that shows up like right in the middle here, and you just can dump money into it to make more money for no reason other than just, you know, it's more money. If you just kind of let it run for a week, does that flood the player with war bonds? Joe, for all your support during CNC and Barricade? Of course. I am so glad that you've allowed us to be a part of this project, these projects in whatever small way we can. Huge congratulations to you and Thorny both for producing this. I think you've done a fantastic job, and you deserve all the success that's coming to you. We're at 5 user reviews now. No, definitely way more than that. We're at 11 reviews. Look at you, 11 reviews. Look at you. That's awesome. Huge congrats. Yeah. Very cool. I think we talked quite a lot about this in a lot of ways. You can go to the gym now. There you go. Made it to DQ. There you go. In that queue. Discovery happening. Love it. I think that's going to be it for us today. I think we've talked enough about it that anything else that I discuss is mostly just going to be rehashing it. So we will go ahead and end it there. Sockhouse, thank you so much. And we can't wait to see what you produce next. For our next time, I'm not going to be streaming again until next Tuesday as vacation is ending. But we'll probably be checking out either a roulette-based roguelike dungeon crawler that has been sent my way, or Striving for Light Survival, because they just had a really big launch. We always like to see what people are up to, and it's the non-survival version. Excuse me, it's Striving for Light. And these projects are so interesting. I love following them. They're really interesting. Different takes on a lot of things that, we've kind of come to take for granted. So we'll be checking out one of those two projects. Thanks so much for hanging out. Go ahead and catch you later. We are going to raid out, though. Let's see. Who should we raid out to? Oh, you know what? I think Quantic is streaming. That would be fun. Should we raid into Quantic? Yeah, he's playing Lost and Random, the Eternal Die. As always, want to encourage all of our budding game designers and developers, make relationships, because Sockhouse, you've gotten a lot of coverage today from people that you've just been building relationships with. You've been paying $0 for it. Definitely heavily recommend that. This isn't a genre that I gravitate to naturally, but I really appreciate the design choices and the artistry of this game. Yeah, totally agree. All right, take care, folks.